How's it going, everybody? On behalf of the Plan Podcast, before the episode begins, we just want to give our deepest condolences to the Romero family. It's a really sad way to, not the end outcome we've all expected, but our condolences go out to them as someone from our respective community as well too, and someone who's a dear friend of ours too that we went to high school with too. We just want to wish our condolences to them.
Um, yeah, just piggy off what Jose said. Definitely condolences to the Romero family. I have sisters myself, and I know these two do as well. But just losing a sibling in general, I know that hurts because that's like your first best friend before anything. So again, I just want to say absolutely sorry, and God bless you guys. And if you guys need anything from us, just let us know.
Well, just like Jose and Jeremy said, well, it's a tragic place that just happened, and we want to wish you guys, the Romero family, just all our support. Hopefully, this reaches out to a lot more people out there that unfortunately, it's an unfortunate part of life that you just don't want to really accept, but it's just something. Hold your loved ones tight and enjoy every moment you have with them, because you never know when something like this could ever happen. So just want to say prayers go out to them, and I hope they get the truly peace in their life after such a tragic event.
Thank you, everybody. Movie about that too?
About what?
About kind of like what he said, that there was like an alien that
tourist.
Well, I don't want to say about a tourist, but it's just some random extraterrestrial just lands here and. Wait, isn't that what E.T. is?
Yeah.
I have to think about it. I was like, wait a second, it's E.T.
I was about to say,
Yeah,
I'm like,
E.T.
you're talking about E.T.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. It took me a second. I was like, I don't know why.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Plan Podcast. Episode 3, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
All right.
If we know how to count, yeah.
Yeah. Episode 3. And to any new viewers out there, once the video comes out, Jeremy. This is Eric.
Jose?
Yep. And yeah, welcome back to another episode. Like we said again, and last episode we had our very first guest. It's actually a really good episode. Pretty long. Very long episode.
We got very, very in topic into it, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was awesome though, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, shout out to Jocelyn.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jocelyn. Yeah. That episode will be out soon. So yeah, it's gonna be a good one. So definitely look out for that one. But yeah, like I said, episode 3.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing. We're staying consistent with it. So thank everybody for that.
Slowly but surely, but we're slowly getting there.
All right. So just to dive right into the episode, like we always do check-ins with one another. Check-ins mean just like see how my co-host and how they're doing and how I'm doing mentally, physically, spiritually. So we'll start with Jose, see how he's doing.
Yeah, I mean, doing good. I mean, so far everything's just doing good in life. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys know as well too. I finally did knocked something out of my bucket list, and that's skydive. So definitely so grateful about that. I was just talking to these guys just before the episode just started recording right now, is that I just view life differently, and just made me realize that there's just so much things I still want to do, so much things I want to explore, and I'm still young, I still get to do some stuff, I gotta take advantage of it, and spiritually, I definitely gotta thank God for like a lot of like things that He has done in my life too, especially witnessing something special like this too. Apart from that too, finally getting more days at my second job, which is like the start of my career, and eventually just get promoted into like what I officially want to become, and that's just working in the field of law enforcement, and apart from that too, just rising my ranks up. So little by little, everything's going good. So can't really complain about anything.
It's good. Pass it on to Eric.
Yeah, man. I mean, I've been pretty good. Honestly, this past month's been pretty straightforward. Just working, studying, doing some online classes, doing some homework. Missed a couple of tests. Other than that, yeah, classes are going well. Work's going well too. It's just a lot of hours being put. Getting ready for paramedic school, as I mentioned last episode. Yeah, man. Other than just studying and working, not much to it. Spiritually, I've been pretty well. I'd say. I've been actually working out a lot more often too, so it's been keeping me. I think that gives me a good. How do you say?
Just keeps your head clear.
Yeah, keeps my head clear. Been working out like I said a lot, trying to get more in rhythm with that. Try to stay focused on that, and mentally, physically, doing all good.
All right. So soon we should just see you like all jacked.
Yeah, next episode.
Basically, in the next episode,
Not this way.
I would say for any anime fans out there, if you watch Baki, you'll be like Baki. Actually, the son though, not the.
Nah, but that's good. For me, mentally, I would have to say like I'm actually doing really good. Like actually really good. Like I think the biggest thing I've been doing more is kind of like expressing myself more and setting like more boundaries, like healthy boundaries. You know what I mean? Because I think like it's a lot of things that you kind of like say yes to, like being sort of like a people pleaser and all that. And, sometimes that gets like to a point where it's like you're kind of taken away from what you need to get done in a way. So yeah, I think that's been one of the best things, like setting boundaries, and then also like doing the things that I want to do, like doing the things that make me happy. So mentally good, physically good. Like I'm the same with Eric. Like I've been getting into the gym more and more, as much as I can, considering like a busy schedule that I have. But like when I do have spare time, I definitely take advantage of like working out. And if I can work out, just try to like eat healthy as much as possible. Even though like sometimes it's like you do like want to like eat like snacks and junk food, like the most food. Yeah, because it's so accessible, like easy.
It's easy to just go buy some burger from McDonald's or something.
It's easy, accessible, and it's close by.
Yeah.
And cheap.
Yeah.
I don't know about cheap, but I mean
cheaper than what you get in a healthy food store, dude.
Yeah. I mean, but it's worth it though once it's expensive. Like
that's true, but I mean it racks up a lot if you're doing it all out.
I mean, think about it. It's like if you go to like McDonald's and buy yourself like I don't know, freaking 4 McChickens, it's $4. So how many days are there in a week? So 4 times 7. That's imagine that in a month into a year. So
yeah. Another thing I wanted to add too is that school's been going good. I did want to mention that like when we were talking with Jocelyn and I was telling you guys about that one class that I was kind of like struggling in. I don't know if you guys remember, but not too long ago, I think after that, I sent the email to the professor, but to find out that the email that I sent to her didn't really go to her. It actually went to my advisor. So basically, it was an email like sort of me like just putting out my frustrations with the class.
Your advisor's probably like the hell is wrong with this guy?
So when I sent it in, like, I sent it in, I felt better and everything. I'm like, all right, good. And then like, I think like 30 minutes later, I went to go check my email and then my advisor, she's like, Jeremy, she's like, I think you meant to send this to somebody else. I'm like,
damn, dude.
Whole entire time, like, your advisor's like, hey, I feel you, bro.
Yeah. No, that's the thing, like, because I actually talked to her Friday. We were actually having a Zoom meeting about my spring schedule.
Okay.
And she did bring up, like, the email, and I just had to apologize, and I explained to her about the class, and she's like, oh, like, I understand, so it was all good. And
that's cool, though. She, like, understands that she's not, like,
yeah,
giving you crap about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sure she got a good laugh on it, too.
Yeah, she did.
I mean, let's be real. I mean, if I were to, like, read that, I'd be like, yo, what the hell?
Yeah.
But I'd be confused, too, so.
No, but no, it's all good. And the other job that I have a second job that's going good. I actually getting more clients too soon. I actually had a meeting with one last Thursday, so that was good. And then yeah, so soon I should be having more clients coming in, and the job's going good, and I actually have like a fun time doing it, and it's a great experience.
Nice.
And then spiritually is going good. I'm actually getting into the Bible more, reading the Bible more scriptures, trying to learn more like scriptures and writings. And another thing is like when it comes to that, like probably like watching more like podcasts on it, not just like from like religious wise, but like just more like self-development and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, I think the Bible has, whether or not you're religious or believer, I think it still has very good, insightful words that anybody can listen to and get something meaningful out of it.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has some pretty motivational quotes, some deep quotes that, I mean, you can definitely relate to your life. I mean, you know, that's just normally just how it is, so.
Yeah. So, other than that, everything else has been going good. Everything that I talked about is good.
Glad to hear, man.
Yeah, thank you.
And that's all we could just say. I mean, another day, you know, another blessing. That's what I always say.
Yeah.
Amen.
I was going to say another day, another dollar. I was like, wait, we're not at work.
No, that too. Yeah. But so we can dive into like some of these topics. And the first topic that I want to talk about, and I think it's a very like good one. So we're in November, kind of like in mid-November already, right?
Yeah.
Like time flies by.
Mm-hmm.
But
2023 flew by real quick.
yeah. And you know, as I'm like driving around anywhere, I'm starting to see like you can even see like commercials on the radio, but like, you know, it's gonna kind of put it out there like people already decorating their houses.
Christmas.
They already got the
Christmas,
Christmas music going already, and
I mean, for
Christmas trees up, and
I mean, for some of our viewers that aren't from Illinois, I mean, for the first time we celebrated Halloween. I'm sorry, we celebrated Christmas on Halloween. So
the
y'all
snow,
remember that?
yeah, the snow. But that's not the first time that it snowed on Halloween. I remember like 3-4 years ago, it did the same thing.
But not as bad as like
Yeah.
this one. I mean,
So
Yeah,
it's changing 180.
yeah,
I mean, Illinois with their bipolar weather.
I'm sure it's the same situation with other states as well. You know, the global warming, all of that nonsense, and it just keeps moving about. All
Yeah.
the weather everywhere.
Yeah, because I know in Michigan, it's the same thing happened. So
Yeah.
yeah. But that's kind of bound to because they're more up north than we are, you know. So that's like I could see that happening. But what I want to ask is like, do we celebrate Christmas like too early? You guys' opinion?
I mean, I think personally, it's just like every Christmas is like probably like just like the way of saying like, oh, like this is the last holiday before the new year happens, you know, and they just wanna just get straight to it just to celebrate like the last remaining years of the year. If that makes sense.
I think it's also just everybody's favorite holiday, and they can't wait for it, and they're just like, all right, let's get this over with, like just to get this.
Because the other thing as well too, and then I mean this is the way I think about it, because since I have younger siblings, I mean it's like the time where they're just like, oh, you know, like they tell their kids just like, oh, you know, you be a good boy and Santa will do this
Free
and
presents.
you know, exactly. So I mean, that's what I think, but I mean, but I see what you mean though, because I mean I remember like the first day in November, I turned on my car and you know I forgot to pay my YouTube music subscription where I don't have to do like the ads or something. So then I'm just like, whatever, right? First thing I see, and it's just like all I hear is like some Jingle Bell song. I was like, what the heck? This is November.
Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to say is like, you know, like this is November, like we still got a whole holiday before Christmas even comes. It's like we got Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Like I guess nobody cares about Thanksgiving anymore, but I like Thanksgiving.
The thing is, though, you gotta. It's not really the people that are celebrating it. It's the companies, the advertisements. They're all putting it out there. Christmas is coming. Buy your stuff now. Buy your stuff now.
Because you also got to think about it too. I mean, there's like what Black Friday,
Yeah.
Cyber
Yeah.
Monday. It's basically just like letting them know that like, okay, like, hey, I mean, just like Eric said, Christmas is coming.
Mhm.
Buy your gifts. You know.
It's coming.
I get that, but you know, when you look at Black Friday, does Black Friday really help us with gifts? Because I feel like the prices don't really change for
think
certain
it's-
things.
I think Black Friday is just like whatever the cheapest price they had around the year.
Yeah.
It just comes back. Like you can probably get that same price if you wait like a couple months after.
And it also depends obviously what you get too, because I mean obviously they're not gonna be like, I don't know, like, oh, come to the dealership, we're
Yeah.
gonna give you a 50% discount on this new Tesla. You know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
they're not gonna do stuff like
But
that.
speaking of Black Friday, I feel like gets celebrated too early
Black
because
Friday.
it used to be, boom, at midnight you got everybody waiting outside and everybody storms into the store. But now they got stores celebrating it early, like in Thursday, even Wednesday. I think one of the like a store started celebrating like oh, deals on Black Friday, Wednesday starting. I'm like.
Even
It's not
even
Black
even
Friday,
even Cyber Monday too. Like on Cyber Monday, they'll be like, oh, there'll be like Cyber Week, and I'm like, then what's the point of calling it Cyber Monday then? You know what I mean? So
I think that's because, you know, sometimes they probably just have so much product, like, you know what I mean? Like they try to just get rid of it early as they can.
That's true.
clearance
Yeah.
items too. So
Mm-hmm.
But another thing when it comes to celebrating Christmas too early is that I feel like it kind of gets everybody out of the Christmas spirit like way too early. Like by the time Christmas Day is already there,
Yeah.
like people are ready for like it to be over with. You know what I mean?
yeah, and I agree with your point right there because I mean especially for me once December 26th hit, now I'm just like, now what? Do we just get ready for the new year?
Yeah.
You know, so it's like,
Yeah, basically.
yeah.
I mean, there's more hype for the Christmas that we kind of just have just that one little tiny week to get prepared and celebrate
Yeah.
New Year's.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, I see what you mean though, but I mean, again, to each their own. I mean, some people love Christmas, some people want to be a Grinch.
Yeah.
You know.
Well,
You know,
I feel like if you're a Grinch on Christmas, like around this time, it's definitely something wrong with you. Literally, like, it's like why are you like that upset, man?
What's the name of that one guy? Uncle Scrooge or something? Is that his name or?
Uncle Scrooge?
Scrooge.
The-
Scrooge, yeah, Mr. Scrooge. Yeah, the past,
The ghost?
Ghost of Christmas.
Oh, that-
Past.
that-
Yeah, that one. Yeah, I was just like what is it? Like people say like don't be a Grinch, don't be a Scrooge or something.
I'm
like
tired
that.
of that. Yeah.
But you have to remember, not everybody celebrates Christmas.
Yeah.
Because technically, if you think about it, Christmas for at least for some religious, like at least in my religion, it's like the day Jesus was born. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, I mean, even if you're not religious, like Catholic, you still celebrate Christmas. But there are people that are just, like completely different religion that celebrate Kwanzaa, Hanukkah.
Yeah.
Trying to think of other.
I mean today is Diwali, which is
Diwali.
yeah, today's I'm trying to remember what it's like a Hindu tradition, I think it is. Like a night of darkness from what I heard.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean that's just what Eric said. So it's like there's like certain different like criterias when it comes to like celebrating like non-religious Christmas, I guess, if that makes sense. So I mean, I'm not one to speak. I don't know how like those other other traditions, other celebrations are
Yeah.
celebrated because I don't celebrate them. So
Right.
that, and I think that's just what Eric is trying to say. So
Yeah. I think another thing that kind of like makes like Christmas get celebrated to is like when I hear that Mariah Carey Christmas
Yeah.
for Christmas.
and they play it so much.
Yeah,
like,
it just gets repetitive.
I'm
You just skip every like radio station. All you hear is and skip every single one. No, but I know what you mean though. I definitely know what you mean.
and it's
so.
like if Mariah Carey ever watches this episode, it's like it's nothing against you, but it's like she probably even admits it. Like they play it too much on the radio, but
yeah.
She comments on her video. Damn right.
but I mean like, hey, she's getting paid for it, so it's like
Oh yeah, dude. Every
it don't
single
matter.
Put it on the radio.
I mean, if you get the money for it, hell
I
yeah.
think we need to make up a new Christmas song, an entirely different new Christmas just jingle. You know?
I feel like that's hard because it's so many.
Yeah.
Well,
like,
it could be our own version. you know?
Yeah.
I mean,
We all just broke the fourth wall.
just look at the camera like, do you guys want to see us?
No, that's why I did it. That's why I did it on purpose. I was just like that. So.
Like, so like we look at the camera and it goes to different part. It's the actual music video.
Yeah.
It's
transitioning.
right, transition.
It's no, I was gonna say it's like that one episode of Family Guy where Lois and Lois and Peter. They're they were like singing. They were like there's like a scenario where they're like singing, but the whole entire time they're just so drunk and they don't even know what they're singing.
I think I showed you the episode.
Did
where,
you?
Yeah, where they had I think they enrolled in like a concert, or like they were doing like some type of
it was like some type of show that they signed up for. That's
like a competition for like the best song or something.
Oh,
and,
I think.
Yeah, and like,
Okay, yeah.
and then
I remember which
I was
one
telling you
it was.
like they got like high and everything.
Yeah.
And they thought they did good, and Chris showed them like, you guys are horrible. And
Yeah, it's just them two. They're like, I think Peter was like on the guitar or something.
Yeah.
Well, it showed like the first thing where it's just like Lois and Peter. They're like they're actually singing pretty good, you know. Like we're just like, oh, cool. But then like it cuts to a clip of like them just singing so freaking bad, and they're just like.
Oh man.
No, but I think when it comes to Christmas being celebrated too early, I think like you probably are right. Like it's probably the companies, but you got some people who are just like they like really love Christmas. Like
I just love Christmas. And you can't punish them for that.
Yeah.
I mean, what's that one joke that people say like Christmas in July or something like that? So.
Yeah. Or you already have people who are already like counting down the next Christmas day. And like, wow.
But here's the other thing too, is like, so this is kind of relating to the topic. How do you guys feel when it comes to like Christmas shopping? Because I feel like that's usually like where it's like stressful for some people. So, because I mean, like an example that I'm trying to say though is like, I mean, at least with my family, because my mom and my dad, they're godparents, but they're godparents of a lot of my cousins.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like they have to like think, they're like, oh man, like I have to buy something for this for this godson, for this godson. And I mean, sometimes if you have like bigger families with multiple siblings, that's usually another one. So I mean, what do you guys think? So
I mean, for the most part, definitely like if you think immediate family, I always keep in mind like for sure I'm gonna get them something if I want to get something for my godparents, cousins, something like that. I'll probably get something small, something less like I don't want to say price because you can find anything if they find something meaningful to them. Yeah, I get what you mean. Sometimes you want to buy everybody you like and everybody you love a gift, but you just don't have enough money or don't have enough time.
Yeah.
Something that definitely can get very crazy at times.
I think in my opinion, it's like I usually just try to stick to, like you said, my immediate family. Mm-hmm. And, not to sound like cruel or anything, but it's like sometimes it just comes down to like, like sort of like who's always there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like as harsh as it sounds, like, like it kind of does get like that. Like, like who shows up, who supports, who's checking up on you, Like, it's always that saying, like, blood is thicker than water, but it's like, sometimes that ain't true,
Yeah, I mean,
And
I think it's just really much to everybody's
liking. And
Yeah.
obviously, like, expenses-wise as well, too.
Mhm.
So, yeah, I mean, because I know at least for me, though, that's always, like, been, like, always my biggest struggle is I'm just like, man, like, what do I want to get in my family, because... not that I'm trying to expose, like, my family, but it's, like, sometimes, like, my mom and my sister and my dad, I'll be like, oh, I want to buy them this nice jacket, or I want to buy them this nice clothing, or I want to buy them this cologne, but then it's just like, wait, I got them this last year, you know what I mean?
yeah.
And, I mean, me personally, like, especially just like Eric said, when it comes to, like, my immediate family, I don't care how much the money is, because, I mean, especially if it's for, like, my mom and my dad, because think about it like this, ultimately, they've spent so much on you too, where it's like, I mean, it's like 50 or 100 or even 200 even, like,
Yeah.
especially if it's for your folks too, so.
And another thing to keep in mind, and that's to everybody watching, everybody out there, is like, when it comes to the holidays, it's like, it's the thought that matters.
Exactly.
So it's like,
Make your gifts.
Yeah, make your gift. You know, you
Oh shit.
if you creative, make your own gifts. It's
I mean,
like you know.
hey, at that point, just get a freaking, what is it, like the little ribbon, just, and they're like, there you go.
But you know, it's like you know, if you want to go all out, you can go ahead. That's nobody's stopping you. But it's like if you're on a budget or you know not trying to go too crazy, it's like you know like it's a thought that matters, and that also shows a lot about the person. If you know they're willing to accept your gift, or if they're upset about it, or what.
They should know what we're serving these hands right here. So.
But yeah. Anything else to add to the topic?
No, I mean it's literally just it.
Alright.
I guess all we can really just say is don't be a Grinch.
Yeah.
Don't ruin Christmas.
Alright.
I'm looking at you, whoever you are.
So this next thing I want to talk about is like when it comes to like ethnicity. So you know us three, like you know we come from like different backgrounds, you know, different cultures and everything, like African American, that's Hispanic background, cameraman, Hispanic background. So what I mean to say is like, you know, I see it a lot with you guys, like you guys keep it going in your families. Me, it's kind of different, and I see it from like, you know, other African Americans, but it can be from different cultures and ethnicities. But do you guys think like certain ethnicities, like they lost their culture?
Have lost their culture.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if they've really lost their culture, but I see what you mean though, because it's like living here, it's just like you just have to kind of like congregate with just how they do it here in America.
Yeah.
But I mean,
I wouldn't say how they do it here in America. I think it's more if you get the freedom to express yourself religiously.
Yeah.
And have yourself in whatever you believe. Like a lot of immigrant children stop. I do agree. Like they don't follow religious practices as much anymore because I feel like they have a different way of thinking because it's not the same over in, you know, wherever they come from, whichever immigrant nation they come from can be very religious based. Here in the U.S., they, you know, in certain situations, they'll try to steer away from that and be more focused on the education part, and that can kind of separate yourself from religion and the culture, I guess. I would say.
So basically, you're just viewing it just like how they do it in other worldwide, is what you're saying. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think it definitely depends where you are, where you're coming from, and where you've been growing up and have been learning your, just developing yourself. Mm-hmm. Like here in, for example, in Carpentersville, a lot of Hispanic children, immigrant children, have come from Mexico. They're a very large population, either come from like Zacatecas, well, I'm just gonna say Mexico, and over in Mexico it's very religious. Over here in Carpentersville we do have the biggest church, St. Monica, but a lot of the kids don't go there all the time. They don't follow it practically. They're more off and doing their own thing, which is not entirely based on being in the religion, and the schools don't push that sort of Catholicism and religion into yourself. So it's like you're not going to be as well driven with religion because the culture around here, because that's also not everybody around here is Hispanic and Catholic. So that's what I'm trying to say, you know.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Your environment really makes also a certain point as to what you're going to grow up to believe in.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's not really losing the culture, though. I mean, it's just bringing the culture. That's what he asked.
Bringing the culture. Yeah. Well, I mean, no, like he put it in a different perspective, which like it makes sense.
Right.
Because it could go either way.
Well,
you
right,
know?
Of course.
Because it's like he's talking about like, you know, for the next generation. You kind of see it in like even the generation now, like the new younger kids. It's like you don't see it as much as like in the older generation.
Yeah. Oh, right. Of course. So. Yeah. I guess I probably misunderstood the question then. So, but Yeah, because I mean, I was just focusing on like if we're losing the culture. I was like, well, what do you mean by like what? But yeah, no,
Yeah.
I guess I didn't think about it like
Yeah.
with the newer generation.
Mhm.
But okay, now I understand the question. So
Yeah. But even in ourselves, and it's like, I brought it up because it's like, as me like being African American, and you look at like Africa as like a whole continent, like over there, like they're just completely different. Like
Oh,
they
right.
still go by the culture, like religion, just like still follow everything, like the way they dress, the way they hold themselves, as a person. And it's like, even the ones who are living here, it's like it's still the same.
right.
Like, for example, like, like when I went to that Nigerian beauty pageant, it's like the culture was there. Like, just everything,
Yeah.
and it's like, they were talking about like their family and their parents, like, why they're so successful is because, like, their parents push that way on them, like, like you will get an education, you will do this and that. It's
Yeah.
like it's no for an answer,
Yeah.
and it's like, it made me start thinking like, like, the older generation who's not even here anymore. And it's like
Yeah.
I look at my parents and it's like, like if they had that like pushed on them, like, would I be any different?
Yeah.
Like would I be a different person or not?
But see, that's what I'm saying though, is that like that's why I said it's like just like how it is here in America,
Hmm.
cause, and that's what I'm saying. Like, wouldn't that be considered like Americanized then?
American.
Because and that's why I said in the beginning. It's just like the way things are done here. But I see what Eric means though when it comes to like just saying like, oh, you have the freedom to do this. Because like I see what you mean though, because I mean it's like in a Hispanic culture, like what's one thing. What's one common thing that people always say is like, the new saying, the no sabo kids,
Yeah.
which, obviously for those that do know, but for those that don't know, basically what it is, it's like people that look Hispanic but just don't speak the language. Or
Right.
sometimes they'll speak it a little, I don't want to say broken, but like they'll kind of mix words. But my personal view on that is because like, I feel like is that they're just teaching it more like just how it is just to be here, because I mean, especially when I went to school, I mean, I'll be honest, like when me growing up over here, I was put in like Spanish classes, which eventually going up to like middle school and high school, I was in, I'm trying to remember what it was called, ELL, English Language Learners. I think now it's called English as a Second Language. That's what kind of affected me. But when I look at like my younger siblings, for example, like, and like when I was their age, I was just in Spanish classes, but now with them, all full English.
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying in the beginning. It's just like it's just how it's just done here in America.
Yeah,
So,
but like when you say like America, like you said, like we got the freedom to
Right,
do
of
what we
course.
want, and I
Right,
get
of
that.
course.
But it's like, let's say for instance, it's you when you have kids. Like, don't you want to like keep that going, like the culture, religion, like
oh no, yeah, of course, absolutely. I mean, I mean, definitely one thing for certain is I definitely am not gonna have a no sabo kid, 'cause
yeah,
especially if I have a kid, some kids that look Hispanic.
yeah,
I definitely would want to have them do that culture, but I mean, you just said it as well too. It's like you look at your parents and you're just like, oh, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So
Plus, it's very beneficial because if you still are in touch with your culture, with your language, your second language, whichever way, it's a good way to connect with others. Especially like in my current job as a firefighter, I've had so many instances where I've been able to help people speaking in Spanish. And I'm sure when you've talked to us about it in private, when you have a connection with some of your clients as well.
yeah,
Because it's you have a deep connection with them, not based off of maybe how you guys look, but at least how you guys connect, have
Yeah.
the same
how
mentality.
we brought up and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
I mean, different like ethnic backgrounds are always gonna have like, it's ins and outs. So like
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say though is like, and it's not really just with like like us being Hispanic,
Yeah.
African American. I mean, it's even with like, Indians,
Yeah.
Asians, Europeans. It's like stuff like that. But
Mhm.
yeah,
but I see what you mean though. I mean, at the end of the day, it's up to the. I also think it's also depends on the person as well too, if they really
Yeah.
want to continue it or not. So
no,
Yeah.
I mean, I know for me, for example, I would definitely like to continue it.
Yeah.
But who's there to say, that the future generation will do it, and that's what Harry brought up a good point too. So
No, definitely. It's just because it's like, when I look at you guys, I kind of envy you guys from that point because it's like you guys already been to like Mexico. You've been back to like, your home country. It's like me, I've never been to Africa.
Oh.
And it's like, I definitely need to do research because I know like it's crazy over there. You can't just go anywhere over there, which is the same with Mexico. Like you can't just go everywhere over there. But it's like, I would definitely want to go. Definitely like, want to find out like where I'm actually from.
Yeah.
Like, I tried doing like the Ancestry.com, but I just felt like all they wanted was money out of me. Like I didn't really believe that.
everything is just money nowadays, my friend. Anything.
Yeah, but like I tried to.
Next thing you know, it's like you just do that and it says you're 50% Hispanic, and that's really like, hey,
right? Yeah.
Start speaking Spanish.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, like I've been trying to figure that part out, but it's like I definitely do want to visit Africa.
Yeah.
And go.
I think it's definitely always just a part of yourself, always wanting to find finding yourself.
Yeah.
Who is this person? Like, what history do I have? How did I get to this point in my life? Like,
Right.
All family, all this relatives, and all this culture and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can definitely see why you're very much wanting to be more in touch with yourself, because it is part of yourself, your culture.
Well, that's good then. I mean, you'll find it. That's all I can say.
Thank you. I hope I do. Maybe I find out I come from like royalties or something.
Where?
You
come from royalties.
Royalties.
I don't know why I thought you said Little Caesars for a
Little
second. I was like, the pizza place.
Cousin that prince from Nigeria trying to scam everybody, huh?
Yeah. For real.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
We knew it. Someone's just like, we knew. Just.
All right. So, want to fast forward and jump into the next topic. So, you've been seeing it more and more on the news. It seems like it's been false, or people been making it up a little bit, just trying to get like a little bit of publicity, in the media and stuff. But I mean, like, I believe it because it's like the world and the universe is so big. But just to put it out there, like, want to talk about like, UFOs. Like, are they real? Like, like, do you guys believe in them yourself? Anything?
I mean, now look, I might sound very biased by saying this, but like, I don't really think they're real because I have yet to witness one, and I'm more of a like eyewitness testimony type of person where it's like.
What about the Eiffel Tower?
What do you mean?
Have you seen the Eiffel Tower?
Well, I mean, no, that's a little too exaggerated. I don't mean it like that, but like obviously that exists. So I
Are
mean,
you sure about that? You've never seen it.
I don't know. Does this podcast exist?
Damn, see, haven't even watched our podcast.
Exposed. Not just kidding. Well, you're taking it a little too literal, but like, I guess what I'm just trying to say though is if I don't see it or witness it, I don't think it's real. But I mean, the reason I think like that is because I'm trying to remember what's that one show called. I don't know if you two have ever heard of it. It's called Fact or Faked in sci-fi.
Sci-fi, man.
No, never heard of
sci-fi is so long, but I don't.
That is true. Yeah. I miss those shows honestly. But anyways, so it's like basically fact or fake. I mean, it's in the title. Is this video fact or is it faked? So it's like I mean, since we're talking about UFOs, sometimes I mean nowadays everybody's good with Photoshop. Everybody's good with like video editing. AI as well, exactly. So sometimes especially in that show, they'll be like, oh, like this. Let's try to recreate certain scenarios. They'll be like, oh yeah, let's throw I don't know, a frisbee or something. See if somehow it looks like that, or I'll just edit this video. But again, I'm definitely not saying that people that have witnessed it, are faking it. I guess, but it's just this is just the way I think. It's like, I mean, it's like for example, like when people say like, oh, our spirit's real. You know what I mean? It's like
that's for another discussion.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I'm just saying it as an example, also. And again, this is just my opinion on it. So I mean,
right.
Yeah, I think they're real. I just don't think they've visited us yet. I feel like they have. I feel like they would have been more more clearly seen. Like we would have had an example where, yeah, like it's confirmed right now that it's what the government says. I don't know. I hear that there aren't, and whatever. But I think I haven't seen like an actual life. Kind of like Jose. Like I haven't seen it either. Like nothing clearly that says, hey, this is an alien. They're here, and it's not something that I don't think we'll be seeing anytime soon. Not because maybe they don't want us to see them, but because we just haven't caught them. Like I feel like we should be able to. Maybe not. Maybe.
I was going to say, the whole entire time we're having this conversation, there's a UFO right above us, just watching us. But you know what's also crazy? So even though I am saying that, like, I just don't think that they're real because I haven't witnessed it, but like, what I do really believe is conspiracy theories. I don't know if you two ever heard about this one, but like, has this ever happened to you guys where you just walk into some random place or some random like room, and all of a sudden you just forgot why you're there? Has that ever happened to you guys? Or?
Yeah.
Maybe when I'm drunk. I just.
So anyway, so basically what the conspiracy theory is that the reason you can't remember that is because apparently you saw some extraterrestrial being that kind of like, what's that one? Like Men in Black, you know, like where they do that little thing, you just forget something. Basically the theory is that the reason you can't remember it is because the extraterrestrial being that you saw noticed that you saw him and they just don't want to be seen, kind of like just with what Eric was saying. So
but I forgot what I forgot about when I was going in there. I didn't forget what I saw.
Yeah.
I feel like that's different.
Can you elaborate on that?
So I mean if I go into a room that's clearly open and I completely forget what I'm in there for, it's like I didn't forget what I saw. Like I remember seeing everything, but I just forgot, crap, what was I going to grab in here?
Well, but that's different though. I mean, it's like, I mean, if you're going there for a purpose, it's like, oh, shit, I forgot what I was going to go.
Well, that's the thing. You forget what you're going in there for.
Right.
I heard that same thing too, but I heard it was for a different theory because something about the closed doors, or what was it, like something about just going through one entrance just makes the brain lose focus in some way. I don't know what it. I have to research that again because it was a long time ago. But it was like scientifically explained it, and I think that could be explained from that too.
Could be, yeah.
Conspiracies though. That's a good one.
Either that or we're just dumb.
No, but I think, if like I said, like I believe that aliens are real. Because first off, it's like, you know, we're here on Earth, and we got how many other planets in the universe? It's like, you know, it's a big universe out there, which goes on for like forever. So it's like to think that something out there is like living, or, you know.
Which I agree. I do believe there's aliens, but I just don't think we haven't seen them yet.
You haven't seen them? I mean,
and that's what I was gonna say. That I was gonna like, because it kind of congregates like my whole entire thing of like the UFOs. But like, even though yes, it is a big universe. There we go. I definitely do believe that there is life outside the Earth.
Yeah.
It's just like Eric said. You know, we just haven't seen it
Yeah,
yet.
that's what I was about to say. Us three haven't seen them.
Okay.
What about the
official government?
Like, I'm pretty sure they probably seen
brothers
it.
hiding something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see.
Or like, what's his name? The one who went on the moon.
Neil Armstrong.
I'm pretty sure they saw something when they were up there, or had to have seen something.
Yeah.
So it's like, who knows, man? Maybe they already did catch a extraterrestrial. They're just keeping them stored, or
Why
something.
that one single alien though? You don't think they would have come back for their buddy, or they would have just rampaged? If they have technology to like come all the way out to this universe, you don't think they would have conquered us already? Would have made us their slaves? Made our little planet into like a farm?
Well, I agree with your statement right there, but I just feel like they might either be, because I always say this, I always think that whatever life is out there, they have such higher advanced technology than we do. But I think that they just don't want to underestimate us. Yeah. That's what I think. Because
but I still just think, like, you know, maybe we do have. Maybe we probably don't have like an alien being here, but maybe we probably do have some of the tech, and probably just wait to use it. Like when they finally decide to, like, you know what, we're gonna come down here.
I mean, I mean, then again, I mean, then this is like another question. Like, what the hell are they hiding in Area 51? You know,
Yeah.
so it's
Dude,
like,
they could be hiding so much. Like they could be
That's
hiding
true.
the whole Superman in there. We
Right.
probably wouldn't even know it. Whole
They're-
super
they're-
being. You know?
they're hiding our like us three just clones versions. They're just clones.
Maybe an alien tourist got lost and he got lost over here into this lonely little planet. They took an off trail and then
Yeah.
they ended up here and they haven't found them. Maybe.
Right?
Maybe.
Isn't there a movie about that too?
About what?
About kind of like what he said that there was like an alien that.
tourist?
Well, I don't want to say about a tourist, but it's just some random extraterrestrial just lands here and. Wait, isn't that what ET is?
Yeah.
I have to think about it. I was like, wait a second, it's ET.
I was about to say.
Yeah,
I'm like,
ET.
you're talking about ET.
Yeah, I was like, wait a second. It took me a second. I was like, I don't know why I just thought about that. Hey, my theory. I forgot.
No.
We saw the astro. Well, let's turn it on the camera. Just kidding. Just sit right there.
No, but I mean, like, you never know because it's like could be like could have been like an alien or a ship landed because you know they always say
Yeah.
they land like in crops or
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean, like. So much unknown out there, but it's like
It's honestly it's a big world, man. I mean, it's a lot of things could not even just aliens. They could just be like, oh yeah, it's Bigfoot real. Is this? You know, it's a lot of things like
Yeah.
that. So
yeah,
Maybe.
maybe.
It's always good to keep an open mind.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just like I said. I believe in conspiracy theories. I mean, it's it's just stuff like that too. So
Yeah.
you know what this calls for? This calls for us to investigate.
Investigate.
Yeah.
It's your job, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, you're the
It's
top.
detective.
Yeah. You investigate.
But yeah.
No. Well, no. It's a good talking. So that could be like just a big argument because you know you got people who are arguing about this still right now.
Oh yeah, dude.
Definitely. But
There's channels, there's pages
Yeah.
dedicated for this type of stuff.
yeah.
Like I said, sci-fi, which I really miss.
Didn't they have like a show dedicated to stuff like that?
I'm pretty
They're
sure.
going around trying to look
There was like a bunch, but I can't really name.
just
Yeah.
like Ghost Adventures.
Ghost Adventure. Oh, that's ghosts, though. That's spirits.
Spirits, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even just like shows that they do it like that. I mean, they also have like movies. I mean,
Didn't
what
they-
is it like? Huh?
Oh no, sorry.
No, you're good. It's like, what was that one movie you and I watched? The one with Ryan Reynolds where he got killed. You know which one I'm talking about?
Spoiler alert. I don't even
This
know
movie
which one.
This came out like 6 years ago. Still.
I have no idea which movie you're talking about though. Ryan Reynolds when he got killed.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, now I
Yeah.
remember.
Yeah, there's like that movie. I mean, what is it? Alien versus
Space.
Predator.
Yeah.
What else is there? There's still a bunch. I can't even like.
Terminator. Oh, did you say that?
Well, that's
Oh,
not. That's not
actually-
really. That's not really aliens.
I'm
That's
thinking
more.
more sci-fi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean that kind of is in the same category, but it's not in the category of aliens. It's just
Right.
more.
Yeah.
It's more assassination robots. That's literally what it is. I mean,
What was that one alien movie? Have you guys ever seen it? It was with what's that one actor from Top Gun?
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, Tom Cruise. Have you seen that movie he was in with the aliens? I watched it like a week ago over the weekend.
the movie with the aliens.
Yeah, but they got like
Oblivion.
huh?
Oblivion.
I don't know if it was called Oblivion or not, but
I'm gonna look it up actually.
but
Watch it be Oblivion.
it was
Because I think he's been in a couple
alien movies.
alien movies now.
But this was like an older one. It was
Really?
like basically like I guess like lightning, bunch of lightning was coming down, and I
It is
guess
Oblivion.
was
It
it
is?
Oblivion?
It is Oblivion.
Oh, okay, Oblivion.
Well, wait,
So-
actually, yeah, it is Oblivion. So the reason I said is because there's a picture of him in the spaceship. So
Oblivion.
yeah,
Wait,
I haven't watched it, but I don't know. I've never watched it.
It's actually-
actually currently watching it.
oh, you are?
Yeah.
Oh, that's how you freaking know that.
Yeah, it's Oblivion.
What the fuck? You could have just said that then.
Well, that's what I said. Whatever. Anyways.
But yeah, it was just like like alien invasion basically,
Okay.
and I just started thinking about it. I was like dang, like so aliens do exist, or if they did, like
Uh-huh.
in that movie, like they had like more advanced technology. Like
Mhm.
they had like these ray guns that were just like zapping people, like making them just like disintegrate.
War of Worlds.
Yeah,
War
War.
of Worlds.
Yeah.
I know which one I'm
Yeah.
talking about.
World-
It's another movie. Another. See, he has like
Yeah,
hundreds of movies,
With
dude.
Tom Cruise.
yeah,
Yeah, Tom Cruise, where War of Worlds movie, where these like tentacle spaceships start zapping people, and they're
disintegrating.
yeah, all there's left is like their clothes.
Yeah,
Is this like an old school movie?
yeah,
like
so-
early 2000s, I want to say.
yeah,
He was like a younger dude.
yeah.
I mean, because the only alien movies I would always see is just like Alien vs Predators, because I mean I love horror, but I mean I don't even.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, it's pretty good. I recommend that one.
Yeah.
No, I know what to watch then. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like and another show I don't remember what's her name. Damn it, what's her- oh, Demi Lovato. She made like this show, like out in I think it was either YouTube or Netflix, where she like goes out with her friends and she's like trying to contact the aliens out in. You haven't seen it?
No.
No.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I haven't. It's not like the show is like I've seen the trailer, but I haven't seen the show. But it's like about her going off into like talking with like, do you guys hear me? The aliens are talking. And it's just like, well, anyways, it's just a lot of shows that are focusing a lot of that because it's a very hot topic.
Yeah. Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's good. All right. So, anything else to add? Think you guys want to add to that? No.
I mean, there's nothing else to add to that.
Yeah.
Like I said, when I started time there was a UFO right above us, so
No.
we just started like levitating. We're like, whoa, what the heck's?
Yeah. No. So, the next topic I want to talk about is like, I think we've all gotten it already. You know. You know, you can go back like 3 years ago to 2020. You know, probably wasn't the best year for the world in general. You know, I know a lot of people probably don't even want to think about it. I don't, because it's like it's kind of like a little bit depressing, but it just has to do with it. But like, you know, I guess you could say like maybe scientists or doctors created it, but I just want to talk about like the vaccinations. Like, do you guys think like there's just too many vaccinations now, and like, do you think that they're actually working for the COVID-19?
Well, honestly, I haven't really heard about vaccines in a while, like since maybe 2022, early 2022. I don't know if there's too many. I don't think there. I mean, depends on where. What do you mean? Like, there's too many, like being produced, or too many people having them?
No, I just feel like it's just like it's kind of like too many like strains, because you know you got like your different ones
difference. Okay.
like Johnson and Johnson, Moderna.
Oh,
was
you're
it
talking
Pfizer?
about like different independent companies.
Yeah.
Or, I'm sorry, different
Okay.
vendors that produce the
Yeah.
vaccine.
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, what you're asking is like, is it even worth it?
Yeah,
to
it's
go-
even worth it because they got so many. Because you know you got different from Johnson and Johnson, you got Moderna, you got Pfizer.
I mean, I think
You
at
know.
that point, it's just more of like another way to make income, because at the end of the day, I mean,
Money
it's-
grab.
You know, it's just
Yeah.
money grab.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I know what you mean by like with. I mean, I know it sounds harsh, but we're like is if scientists created something like that in order to make these independent companies rise up. So
Yeah.
I mean, like there's other diseases besides COVID. Like what is it like, cancer, AIDS,
Yeah,
all those other stuffs too.
Yeah.
Like, which people always like, and again, conspiracy theories, people always say that there is a cure, but they're just hiding it because
Yeah.
they want you to take, I mean, like, for example, cancer, what is it, chemotherapy,
Yeah.
all this other stuff, and all for what? Money.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everybody's gonna always have their own version of anything. And now, like, it's not just like one person discovers the whole thing, recipes or solutions or whatever you want to call them. Like that, everybody's gonna have their own versions. So
And it goes back to with like what we're talking about culture. I mean, I know, especially in the Hispanic culture. I mean, like the most common one. What, you have a cold? Oh, what is it? Vaporu, just right there. I mean, I'm pretty sure in the African culture, there's like probably medicines that are probably like even more like
yeah.
higher advanced than
I think we're talking about like more just right now. vaccines,
Oh, just
like
vaccines.
vaccines like that are manufactured in a laboratory,
Mhm.
scientists, all that jazz. Not just homemade recipes. Like
Yeah.
everybody's got their own homemade recipes
Yeah.
anyway, but
Oh, right, of course.
those vaccines are like something just that only like if you have the technology and money to produce it, you won't be able to make any vaccine in your backyard or something like that. You know.
You could.
Well, yeah.
If you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean it's like I said, it's just more just to bring a rise to those independent companies. I mean that's just what it is. So, but I think what Jeremy's trying to ask though, if it's even worth getting the vaccine.
Yeah.
I think that's what you're trying to ask, right?
Yeah, like, is it even worth it? Like, we got so many, like you said, so many strains, and it's like, they all still, like, still kind of confirm, like, you can still get COVID-19,
Yeah.
even if you are vaccinated, because it's like, when we all got vaccinated, it's like, what do we have to do? Get, like, 2 dosages, right?
And a booster too.
In a booster.
Yeah.
Well, booster was optional, but they still kind of, like, still push it now heavy.
Yeah.
Like, now that it's like it's the winter season,
Yeah.
you see like all these colds going around. They definitely
Yeah.
push it now. Like, hey, get the booster, get the flu shot. You know, if you
Yeah,
haven't
well,
got vaccinated yet, go get it. You know.
Yeah, well, it's definitely like been coming back. Like I don't know if it's COVID, but it's definitely like a flu
Yeah.
sort of disease, and it's been getting a lot of people sick. I
Yeah.
know from my department, I think you've been just recently
Yeah.
over it. And
Yeah.
Me too, actually. So left.
No.
Just
Our
starts
cameraman, unfortunately, is being quarantined at the moment.
Yeah.
He actually has a box right there, so
Yeah. He's in his own little bubble, guys. So don't worry, man. He's fine.
exactly.
But
He's
yeah.
still alive right now. But no, and I mean I agree with you right there. I mean it's just, but I don't know. I mean, in the beginning I was more like, oh, like get the vaccine, get this, because I mean, you know, unfortunately I did have a death in the family because of that, and so I was like, I would always be like mad for people that wouldn't get it, because it, like, to me I would think like it's just like, oh, like it's an insult to my uncle who didn't. Well, I'm not saying that like he didn't want to get it, like he would have gotten it, but it just didn't exist yet.
Yeah.
But as time went on, and you know, it's just nowadays it's just people are just like, oh, COVID, yay, you know, it's like, well, not literally yay, but it's just like, man, you know, like people don't really over exaggerate. I mean, obviously, yeah, like people are still dying of it, people are still, but it's just a bit more controlled now. So
Yeah. I don't know, man. Honestly, ever since I got the vaccine, this is just from my experience, but I've been feeling like I've gotten more sick easily.
More sicky.
Yeah, I don't know if it was just me that's been more careless or something, but I feel like I've been more careful, honestly.
but you also got to remember, Eric, I mean, everybody's body is different. I mean, hell.
Yeah, no, of course, but that's what I'm saying. Like, since I've gotten before the vaccine, I just felt like better. Like I haven't gotten any.
So.
But that's just, you know.
Well,
that's just
oh,
from my experience.
I know what you mean though, but I'm just saying it's like, you know, people's I'm trying to think if there's a word for it.
Immune systems.
Yeah,
are just-
thank you.
But
I know,
no.
I forgot about that, but like.
No, I get what you're saying, because it's like I somewhat feel the same way, because it's like I'm now getting over this recent cold, but it's like I think like a month or almost 2 months ago, it's like I was sick like again, and then now like I got sick and getting over it, but it's like I kind of calm myself, because I'm like, dang, like, you know, usually like there's been time where it's like I haven't gotten sick in like a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? And it's like
Right.
now I've gotten sick like multiple times already in the past couple months. It's like, yo, like what's going on? Like, you know, like I still feel the same. Like I do the right things. Like I like layer up when it's cold outside, or it's like, you know, try to avoid being outside in the warmth of my home, or you
Try to
know,
keep your body more healthy.
yeah,
and stuff.
like wash my hands often, or you know, just keep stuff clean.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's like sometimes you can't even help it, because it's like maybe somebody who you've been around is already sick.
And that's
true.
a difficult part too, is that you never know. And again, it goes back to with what I was saying. It's like some people can have it, but they're just, you know, their immune system just doesn't react to it, but you're just passing it on to somebody.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And,
true.
You know, that's another thing to take into accountability too.
Mhm.
What's that? What are they? It's called asymptomatic or something like that.
Yeah.
So, but see, that's like another thing I also want to bring up too, is that people that are asymptomatic, it's like, yeah, it's not affecting you, good for you, right? But do realize that even you might still have it, it's not affecting you, but it's affecting others.
Yeah.
You know, that's why they always say, like, you know, if you're feeling sick, or if no matter what, if you feel sick, don't be Mr. Macho Man. Be like, oh, you know,
Yeah.
because you're putting other people at risk. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
Mhm.
That's definitely something. I don't keep as much in mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's just common sense, you know. I mean, but again, you know, it's everybody's body is different. I mean,
Right.
you know, some people can handle it, some people can't. I mean, I know at least for me, for my case, like, I mean, me, like, if I have a simple cold, I mean, I could just live with it. I mean, of course, you know, I'll cover up as well too, because, like, obviously there'll be times where I'll be like that, and I'll have like mucus here or whatever. So, but again, you know, and then sometimes, like, you also got to think about it too. Sometimes some people that do feel sick, they kind of really have no choice but to keep on going, you know. So.
Or, you know, another thing is like, I've never been sick to the point where it's like I need to go to the hospital. I've never been that sick. Yeah.
Knock on whatever this is. So.
Yeah, knock on wood.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, like I hope I never get to that point, but it's like I've never been sick to the point where it's like I need to go to the hospital, you know, get prescribed like some like, you know, prescription medication, you know, to help with the cold or something.
Well, at least look at it like this, guys. I mean, yeah, you'll feel sick for like a few days or two, but you know you'll recuperate from it, and
Yeah.
I mean that's just the way I see it. So,
But, you know,
I mean, yeah.
there's got to be something out there, like some type of medication or something out there where it's like can make these fevers or colds go by fast, like get rid of them, because it's like I hate being sick for a whole week.
Yeah.
Like, especially when you get those continuous coughs, that you just can't stop coughing. Especially, like, I've been in, like, especially when I hate when, like, I'm at school and I'm, like, taking a test or something, and it's quiet as hell in the classroom, and you just keep continuously coughing.
Just holding it and
Yeah.
trying to not interrupt it.
Yeah, basically you're killing yourself. You're just like, yo, I can't say, I need to go to the restroom.
Yeah.
or something.
All entire time you're holding, you just let out a fart.
I haven't got to that point, but yeah, it's like, yeah, like it's got to be some type of like medication out there. I'm pretty sure it is, but it's like, you know,
Maybe. You know, maybe they keep that for the higher ups,
Oops, yeah.
the celebrities.
Yeah.
You know,
Like I said, money
yeah,
hungry right there.
yeah. Anything else you guys want to elaborate on this? Oh, wait, I do have a. Did you guys end up getting the booster, or did you guys just get the 2 doses? And you were
So,
done?
I ended up getting the booster in 2022. Yeah, 2022. But it's not because I wanted to get it. It's because I had to get it. So, an example of that, because at that time I was living in. I mean, you guys know I was living in the dorms in Roosevelt.
Oh, yeah.
In order for me to still live there, I had to get it. So it's like it's a different necessity, unfortunately. So I mean, I honestly didn't want to get it, but I had to get it in order for me to be there. You know what I mean? And you know, it also depends on. I mean, you know, it also depends on some jobs. I mean, you know, I'm pretty sure in your job that you're gonna go to. I mean, again, it's not as bad now. But, like, eventually they'll have a policy where they'll be like, oh, you need to have this. And, you know, unfortunately you'll have a family to you know, feed. And you have to do what you have to do. And
No, yeah.
that's another thing that some people have to take into accountability. I mean, you know, I know, especially in the career that Eric and I have, we're dealing with the public. And at that point, like, I would say, like, I mean, right now with the department that I work in, they haven't said anything about, like, getting a booster or anything as well. But, I mean, in Eric's case, he deals more with sick people, so. So.
Yeah, no, I definitely had to. Kind of the same case with Jose. I had to get shot my vaccine in order to stay in class for EMT when I was going. So if I had the option, I think maybe only after a while, not because I would need it, but because it's just, I don't know, I feel like my biggest situation was that it just came out all of a sudden and there was just no, it just felt a little too soon. I was like, okay. But, you know, I started to think about it. It's like, okay, maybe, you know, technology has gotten better to make stuff more faster, but still, it's just a little. I don't know.
Because you also got to think about it as well. It's like, for example, the flu shot. Have any of us gotten the flu shot? Last time I got the flu shot was 3 years ago.
Dude, last time I got the flu shot, I ain't gonna be honest with you, that was like back in high school.
Yeah.
So it's like that, for example. It's like, you know, they want us like it's optional. So,
Yeah.
And
Well, you know, like I mean, when you say optional, it's like in your case it wasn't really optional. It's like you kind of had no choice.
well, right, of course, but it's just like what I'm trying to say though is that like, you know, the flu is always going to be out there. That's why it's always called flu season. I mean, they're never going to say it's COVID season, right? So.
Well, shoot, they kind of do say it now.
Well, now,
Yeah.
yeah, but see, and then you bring up a good point right there. So maybe 10 years from now, they're gonna be like, oh, it's not flu season, now it's COVID season.
COVID shit.
So
10 years now, bro, it's like they're probably gonna have a whole different like airborne disease out there. I mean,
no, I know.
like it seems like it, like you said, every decade it's like a different disease. Like remember they were talking about Ebola and
yeah,
swine flu and all that was every 10 years.
Yeah.
And then now 10 years now it's COVID. So when you think about 10 years, what's gonna be next?
the plan.
The plan. Everybody's got the plan. Podcast fever. No.
And then as you know, it's just us three, or like our faces be like, these guys are the one that caused it. Not just kidding, but yeah. I mean, again, you know, you just you know, point is, there's always going to be new diseases, and you know, unfortunately, the way I see it, it's like survival of the fittest.
Yeah.
I know it sounds harsh, but it's usually just how it goes. I mean,
Yeah. You're right. You're right. Good chat. Good chat. All right. So, rolling to the next topic. Well, my favorite one, because it's sort of I created it on my own and I like it. Jay Hill's Food for Thought, and the food for thought for this episode is simple. Giving back, as in like, you know, volunteering, donating, you know, what we can. Obviously, you know, if our brand was like bigger, I would definitely like want to give back, you know, like money wise or like time wise. Well, we could say we kind of are giving back, giving our time to the people in a way, but
True.
really mean just like volunteering. Like I know if I had the opportunity to volunteer more, like I definitely would, you know, like especially what's out there, like helping people or,
Yeah.
you know, animal shelters.
Yeah.
I've never volunteered at an animal shelter, but I think I would definitely like to do it.
Yeah, or donations. You know, just you see those one of those buckets of give to the help to the injured, sick. You know,
Salvation Army.
Salvation
Yeah.
Army, yeah.
donating blood as well too.
Donate, yeah. I've never donated blood though.
I did it in 2020. I'll be honest, I was a little like skeptical because I saw a big needle and I was like, oh, nice, you know what I mean? So, but I mean, you feel good because it's like you do good stuff like that too. I mean, you donate blood and they tell you, oh, your blood saved thousands of people, but which I always think it's like, okay, that's a little too exaggerated. I don't think they draw like a pint of blood out
Yeah.
so that many people, but like, you know, it's like stuff like that, like messages like that make you feel good about yourself. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it's always good to give back to the community. That's all we could really just say.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I do, I still do it, and I still need to do it because like I got like a bunch of clothes that like I don't wear anymore, or like you know I probably wore it once and just never want to wear it again. I always just like, you know, pack it up like in a box and just like drop it off. I usually drop it off at like, you know, like the Goodwill or thrift stores, but I don't want to do that. I always try to find like a shelter or a Salvation Army because, you know, they don't put prices on their stuff. They just give it, like, you know, just put it in a pile and let people take from what it, because, you know, like you give stuff to Goodwill and thrift stores, they just put a price. They just resell it for more. And, you know, it's like, it's nothing wrong with that. Because it's like, it's still lesser than what it is like in the original store.
Like basically you're just saying it just defeats the purpose of donating.
Yeah, donating to them.
No, right. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just the way it goes. I mean, it's just like Eric said, you know, there's like, I mean, I know there's plenty of drop boxes out there where they just say like, oh, like, give some food cans, give some clothes, toiletry, the biggest one.
Yeah.
To like the help, to the homeless. And I think what I'm trying to say though is that like what I always encourage is anything you always see like that, just anything it's just like Jeremy said, anything you don't have, think about it. Like, you may not wear it anymore, but someone who really needs it may need to wear it.
Yeah.
You never know. So.
But I'm sort of skeptical about those drop boxes too, because who's to say they're not loading that stuff up in their own house?
So a little funny story about that.
Yeah.
There was this one time in the city when I was living out there, and it was like I think it was like no my senior year at Roosevelt. I'm with my friends, right? I'm eating Potbellies, and I'm just like, oh cool, there's a dumpster right there. Well, the entire time it's green, right? I'm thinking, it's just a regular dumpster. So I throw my garbage there. Everybody's looking at me all angry, and I'm just like, the hell is everybody looking at me for? And then after that, like my friend's like, dude, Jose, what are you doing? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's just like, look what it says right there. I read the back, I didn't read the front. In the front it said, oh, like donate to this, donate to these like young children that are suffering from cancer.
Oh man.
And I'm like, yo, and I just threw away some garbage in there, and I'm like,
damn, dude.
yeah.
Basically donated stuff that they wish they could.
That they wish they had. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, I always see like memes about like shirts as well too. Like the one that always makes me laugh is the one where it's just like, oh, when you buy your family in Mexico a shirt and it says like I love my boyfriend or something like that. So it's like, ooh.
Keep going.
I was like, what was that? So, but no, I see what you mean though. But where I would imagine where you say like you're skeptical about those boxes too, because you never know like what could be in there. Again, in my situation, I threw garbage there. I mean, I feel like shit, but like, damn.
Yeah. No, but yeah, just definitely give back. That's what I try to do. I would encourage anybody else out there to just like donate your time to like your community, or just give back. Like you always see like when you go into like Walmart or checking out, I was asked, do you want to like donate $1 to like St. Jude or those places?
St. Jude's, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. But yeah. No, just definitely, that's definitely like the food for thought for this one. And you guys want to elaborate on it before we move on? Anything else? Okay. Nah, good. Because this is the last question, and this is like the most juiciest topic because we were already talking about it throughout the week last week.
Were we?
Yeah, we already were.
I don't remember.
I wasn't even involved.
Yeah, you were. You talked about it a little bit.
We're kind of surprised. So
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah, so basically this topic is like, it's already been talked about a lot, like for the past like month or so, even last month, but basically there was a list that like I wouldn't say certain women created, but
yeah, now I remember.
But I think like it was a group of women created where it's like places that are basically a no to go on the first date. So you had places like what? Dave and Buster's, Cheesecake Factory, the gym, movies, Olive Garden.
Any fast food
industry. Any fast food industry.
A sport event, it's a bar,
I was about to say, do you have a list? Or?
Yeah. I have, I think it's in the group chat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was going to say, because I was going to say, it's like, whole entire time, and those things that we said are not even so.
Which list did you? Oh, I think you deleted it.
Did I?
Yeah.
Is it gone?
Yeah, because it's not out here anymore.
Well, I still have a screenshot of it in my photo album, so don't
Technical
worry.
difficulties.
No.
No, but what do they do in SpongeBob? 1 hour later.
Basically.
Alright, yep. So here it is. Places women refuse to go on a first date. So you got Cheesecake Factory, you got Applebee's, Chili's, Chipotle, Olive Garden, the movies, your house.
Your house.
Any fast food chain, Buffalo Wild Wings, Wingstop, Red Lobster, a buffet, IHOP, Denny's, the gym, church, Starbucks, coffee dates, ice cream dates, family functions, movie night, somewhere that requires a long drive, bowling, nightclubs, hookah bar, a bar just for drinks, Waffle House, and sporting events.
Did it just say church?
Yeah.
Hold up, what?
Yeah.
Since when is a church a date?
Shit.
Yeah. I mean, well, you have people who are like, you know, like
Sure,
really
religious, yeah.
very religious.
But see, at that point, then wouldn't that be like someone that you're married to? I mean, that.
I
wouldn't
mean,
really sound-
nah,
when they say
I
that's
mean,
a date, then.
I feel like that's sort of like a date where it's like you've known somebody for like you've been dating for like
Yeah.
a while. And
It said, okay, well, it
But
says
see,
first date. It says first date. Go. It says.
Well, that's what I'm
first
saying.
date.
Like, I mean, I wouldn't say I'm gonna take him on a first date.
yeah, but
so-
see, you know, that's the thing. Like when I think of a first date, I'm thinking like that's just to get to know you more.
right, and that's what I think too.
And I feel like those are
Something
like
simple that you
those-
enjoy. Yeah.
those are like acceptable. Some of those
yeah.
are acceptable places to go when you're just getting to know that person first off.
I mean,
Yeah.
because for example, like I mean, the movies I definitely understand because it's like, well, what are you gonna do? You're just sitting there watching a movie. It's not that you're gonna be like, hey, so what? Tell me about. You know, it's like I'm trying to watch the
You can sneak
movie.
in a little conversation.
Conversation,
here and there.
especially if it's like a
Like,
horror movie. You can
Yeah.
horror any type of movie you can sneak a conversation in because it's like
But yeah, but at the end of the day, that defeats the purpose of watching the movie. You know what I mean?
watching the
So-
movie.
Well,
Mm.
you're still watching.
Yeah.
You're still. I'm not saying you're gonna be talking like nonsense,
Yeah.
like throughout the whole movie, but it's like, oh shoot, that
Yeah.
reminds
Well,
me of
I
that
mean,
one time
yeah,
that happened to
like-
me, or-
Well, I see. I know what you guys mean though, but I feel like that's just like too bland. It's just like Jeremy said. It's just you're to me like a first date is just to get to know the person. What am I gonna tell the first person? Oh, like I love that scene, but whole entire time I don't even know
Well,
who that
it-
she is. So
this could
But
actually,
sorry to cut you off, but
No.
usually a movie after the movie you usually goes to like what, getting something to eat,
Yeah.
and that's when you really start like talking like how'd you like the movie, you know what you
Well,
did in that
plus-
scene.
right, yeah.
so if
Yeah.
they're not gonna enjoy the movie that you want to see or that they want to see, you know, you're experiencing their a movie genre that
Yeah,
you like.
Well, right,
And it's
but I
like
mean,
getting to know their interests.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you also got to think about it too. I mean, you just said like that's if he or she wants to go out to eat too. So
Yeah.
I mean, that's another thing too. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's like like I can understand the movies. Church. I mean, I don't know.
Church,
I mean,
yeah.
church.
That's a toss up.
Right. That's
That's a
what I'm saying.
toss-up.
Like church. I mean, I'm like I don't know about church.
Well,
I mean,
any of these other places are perfectly
yeah,
acceptable.
those,
Yeah.
yeah, like all the other, all those
Yeah.
other places.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to
I
interrupt,
can
but like,
see. No, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, but like it's like, all those other like, can I see the list again? Or?
Yeah. Go ahead, keep
No, because I just needed to see the list, so just so I can.
Yeah, it's right here. Actually.
Oh, so like okay, like Red Lobster, buffet, IHOP, Denny's, Starbucks, coffee dates, ice cream. I don't know about family functions though. Movie nights. It's kind of the same category.
Well, movie night,
Movie night is.
you can still sort of talk. Well, it depends where the movie night is. If it's at your
Yeah.
place, it's like you're kind of free to just like talk throughout the
Well,
movie or
right,
whatever.
Yeah.
of course. I mean, see, the thing is where it says somewhere that requires a long drive. I mean, you also got to remember what is a long drive to people. Sometimes,
True.
a long drive. Because my definition of a long drive, if it's like
Yeah, that's a long drive.
right.
But if you're talking about taking a girl to the city, that's like an hour, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's worth it.
Right.
Would they consider that a long drive? So I
exactly,
could- yeah.
so that's what I mean though, and I mean, a nightclub, for example. I mean, I wouldn't
Yeah.
recommend that
Nah.
as a first date.
'Cause somebody might take your girl.
That and first of all, like you're just gonna try to sneak in a conversation. All yours, just imagine
Yeah.
that's all you just hear, right? And then, I mean, a hookah bar. I mean, I have gone to some not
I've gone to a
date.
hookah bar. And
Yeah.
that's a cool place to still chill
Right.
and get to know them.
Right,
You know?
and I mean, I'm not saying that like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, I mean, it's a good spot because you just said it yourself.
Yeah.
It's a chill place. Waffle House, come on, Waffle House, like that's breakfast.
Yeah.
Like, everybody likes breakfast.
Yeah.
Sports events. Now that one, I would say that would be good for a third or fourth date.
That would be good if they're a sports person. Though.
Yeah.
If they want to go see the Cubs, hey,
Mhm.
I have these tickets to go
Or-
see the Cubs this week.
Or even if she doesn't like like sports or he doesn't like sports, it's still like, let's say she likes sports and you
Yeah.
don't, but you're still gonna go because you like the girl, right?
Exactly. A first date is to get to know a person to see what they like. If they don't like the choice that you make, it's like, oh, you want to go bowling? I'm not that much of a bowler. Sure, let's just go out over to this place instead.
Yeah.
If they're rejecting this whole entire list, these are all perfectly fine places.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially the one that's on there, and I never been there, but Cheesecake Factory, like Cheesecake Factory, I know for a fact it's not
Oh.
cheap.
Yeah.
It's not
Oh,
that cheap.
yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's good food too.
Yeah.
It's nice, quiet. Well, some places, some
Yeah.
tables, some.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Who
That's
the
funny
heck
enough.
made this
I-
list?
Yeah,
Yeah, funny enough, I was just in Cheesecake Factory on Friday.
see, that's what I'm saying. It's like that's not cheap. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
Yeah.
you wasting your time on it, and then at the same time, like I always say at the beginning, it's like you just getting to know the person.
Yeah.
It's
Right,
like
and-
I see if y'all was going together for like 6-7 months, and it's like, you know, you guys both getting that feeling like it's getting
Yeah.
serious. Then that's when you take her to like Ruth and Chris and all these probably expensive places if you want to, like, you know, show her like, you know, like it's real now.
Yeah.
But it's like for
Yeah.
me to take you out somewhere that's super expensive, and this is our
Yeah.
first time
Yeah.
getting to know each other, and I'm not even knowing that we're probably gonna even take this further to another date. It's like
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
If a woman's rejecting your cat, like any of these places other than the fact of their personal interests,
Yeah,
then at that point that's not even worth to go out with
that's
them.
not even worth it.
Oh no,
They're
yeah,
just
that,
being
that's when you
picky
just move
and
on, right?
This is
So-
all. Yeah, I could see, specific places that you just don't want. You had
Yeah.
bad experience.
Yeah.
But anything else from that list? If you reject the whole thing, it's like, you know what?
It's not even worth it.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, and I agree with like Eric. So like for example, like say like if I'm with someone and I'll be like, oh, like do you want to go? I'm just going based off the list. I'll be like, oh, because from personal experience, it has happened to
Yeah.
me. And I'm not saying that every girl is like that because there are some guys that are indecisive too.
Yeah,
But like sometimes I can be like, oh, and it's always from what I heard is it's always romantic when the guy always makes like the plans of it too. So I
Yeah.
can be like, oh yeah, let's go to Cheesecake Factory. They'll be like, no, I don't like that, and I'll be like, okay, let's go to Applebee's. No, I don't like that. Let's go to Chili's. No, I don't like. So it's like now you're just like naming a whole entire list, and at that point you're just like, well, dang, where do you want to go? Let's go to the backyard. You know what I mean? So it's like
Yeah.
something like that. But I mean, I can definitely agree with like I said, like the nightclub.
Some of those choices are,
Yeah.
understandable.
understand.
And I mean, when I said any fast food chain, and it's just like Jeremy said, it's just a thought.
We
that
know
comes.
damn well these
Yeah.
women are, I'm pretty sure, go there like every single Starbucks. Like Starbucks, yo, you
Yeah.
don't want to go to Starbucks,
Right.
Like that's like,
we're just getting to know each other.
yeah.
you know?
Like, how would
Well, now here's the
you-
thing
Yeah.
though.
And most likely, I'm gonna be paying.
Now here's the thing though. Since we were just talking about like the nightclub, I didn't even realize I said this, a bar just for drinks. Because like for me, for example, like for a bar, it's if I'm going with someone with a bar, I'm basically socializing with them the whole entire time, just having a drink.
Yeah.
So I think that to me is valid because you could be having such a great conversation just with your date, while having a drink. And that's why I said with the club. I mean, you said it perfectly. They might see your girl, or
Yeah,
you'll go with stuff like
But
that.
it's like, that still, like you said, that's
It's
you
different.
guys getting to know each other, and that shows a lot.
Yeah, and there's different types
You
of
know.
bars. There's not just one specific type
Yeah.
of bar that's
I mean,
just
the
like,
hookah bar says right
Yeah.
here, so.
yeah, but I mean, there's like different types. Like there's a variety wide of different types of bars, with different types of coffee shops.
Yeah.
You know,
There's
you don't have to
there's
just drink alcohol or just drink coffee. It's like
right,
just
of
get your own
course.
little section and just
right,
enjoy
of
it.
course,
Yeah.
So. I mean, it's
Yeah.
funny because there's literally a gym called The Bar, so I was like, yeah, let's go to the
Yeah.
bar.
But another thing I kind of like wanted to bring up too, because it was a couple questions, like topics that this one podcast was talking about, and it wasn't really about this list, but it just brings up, just the whole idea of like dating and everything.
Mm.
It's like, like, well, because we all have our different preferences of women, but it's like what are you guys' like preferences of women? If I'm like if I want to ask, or am I like asking too much?
Like, what do you mean? Like where we would like to take them, or
No, just like your preference and like what do you want in a woman?
Yeah.
Oh, like in general.
yeah,
Currently, right now, I'm honestly not dating.
yeah,
Right now, I've got a lot on my plate.
yeah,
I I don't mind going out like on a date for just for dinner to get to know somebody. But if I'm gonna date somebody, it's most likely just to try to go something serious,
Yeah.
not really just for
yeah,
anything like that. But yeah, like right now, I'm focused on school. I'm focused on work, and that already is like a handful. And
Yeah.
honestly, I had like a relationship during the summer. It didn't really work out because we just both had a very busy lives,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna get into it, but it's just kind of like thinking about it now, it's like, okay, you know what, maybe right now it's just not the time to be in a relationship. I get that if for a lot of people, it's like try to make it work if you find somebody.
yeah,
But I really just want to focus on myself and focus on my career and focus on just making money and making good memories.
yeah.
Just being single is like, it's not a bad thing. It's
Just
just
sort of like the norm now. This list that we just
Literally.
listed off.
I mean, if in order to like answer Jeremy's question, because, I guess for me, like my preference in a woman is, someone that is probably, and I know now that I think about it, we even talked about this in the first episode too. It's like someone who is very understanding of you, like understands your struggles, understands your dedication into it. Because, I'll be honest, I've lived through it where it's just like, oh, if you're in a relationship, that's why they always say the joke is a trap.
yeah,
Because, I'm not that I'm trying to discredit other people, because obviously people's views are different, and I agree with Eric. At the moment for me, I just said it in the beginning. I went to skydive. There's so much things I still want to do, and it's not. I'll still go on dates once in a while too, and it's just like it'll be cool tonight. Just to pass by the time. Just get to know somebody. But at the end of the day, it's like I'm just there to just live life and just focus on myself. And like obviously, us three, one of our main goals is obviously like, having our own place, having to do that, and, taking advantage that, we're single. And no, this isn't a way for you guys to hit us up, but it's just like, we're trying our best to like better ourselves, and,
yeah,
that's just the way I see it, so.
yeah.
mm-hmm.
I think for me it's the same. Like I got a lot on my plate too, and then like I said, I'm just enjoying life. And then there's still things that I'm still trying to figure out about myself, still developing as a man and as a person.
Yeah.
Still finding out there's certain things that I do and don't like. You know?
Like basically, like I guess what us three are trying to say is that we just don't want to bring like our our not, I don't want to say our problems, but like our responsibilities to someone that is not ready to commit. What I mean? So
in that too, but it's just like time.
We're just still trying to figure out.
Yeah, still figure it out, and then it's like relationship. That's a lot of time.
It's a lot of effort.
So
a lot of time,
I'd
a lot
rather
of
save
effort.
the heartbreak.
Save the heartbreak.
heartbreak,
a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of dedication.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunately it's just it sometimes can even backtrack you sometimes too.
Yeah.
Because it's just like we said in the beginning. Us three we are focusing on our careers, and I honestly feel like, because this is my mindset. I don't know about you guys, but like once I know like I've done something, like I've like my ultimate goal is obviously get a house. That's when I feel like I'll start to eventually think about
But
that.
something that I found out too when it comes to like relationships or just things in general is like there's never a right time for anything. Sometimes it's just finding that person who's willing to put up with some of the things that you got going on and willing to sacrifice too.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Shenanigans.
that's hard to find, but for me it's sort of the same. Like like during the summer too, like like I was talking to somebody and it didn't work out, and that's all good. Still a good person, but like I feel like things definitely happen for a reason, and I think it's a good thing that things didn't work out, because it's like a lot of stuff started happening. Like school happened,
Mm-hmm.
you know. I ended up getting like, you know, a job that's gonna give me experience. So, you know, that took time away from like other
Right.
things, and you know.
It's just a wake up call.
Yeah.
I mean, same situation I had. I mean, I was in a situationship as well too, and
Yeah.
ultimately didn't work out either. But I mean, now look, since you know, obviously, you know, we're still friends as well too.
Mm-hmm.
And again, now look at us three. I mean, you know, Eric's going into medic school. I'm advancing in my job. Jeremy finally is advancing in his job.
Mm-hmm.
Things happen for a reason, and it's just like Eric said. You know, it's just a lot of time and a lot of on our plate that we, you know, we just don't want to wish that upon our partner. Right?
Yeah.
So, because it's just not fair for them, right?
Yeah.
You know, that's the way I think. Because again, you know, like I still want to do some other stuff. You know, I'll be like, I mean, again, I skydive. Now I want to go like. I know I'm getting a little too ahead of myself, but now I want to go to Dubai and skydive. Who's there to say that, you know, my partner, you know, may not want to do that, and you know. But again, it's just like Jeremy said, you know, you just gotta find the right one that matches your energy, and hope for the best.
Yeah. Yeah. So you heard it from us. You heard what we had to say about the list,
Yep.
and yeah, ain't gonna change my mind. So, you know. Ladies out there, you know, I feel like, you know, like y'all, under everything, all women good people, everybody's good people, but it's like, you know, just go on a date. Just go on a date, you know. Get a free meal, you know what I mean? Get to meet somebody new. You never know. You never know, but I'm just saying.
You know what's also funny too? And this is kind of relating to the topic, but like sometimes, it's not even just like even getting a free meal, because sometimes some girls even do take a guy out for like a lunch. But this is the part that always makes me laugh, because this actually happened 2 weeks ago. A friend of mine wanted to take me out because she noticed that I was like, you know, doing all this hard work and stuff. She's like, oh yeah, let me take you out. And I was like, oh yeah, for sure, you know, free meal, right?
Yeah.
I go there, we eat, right? The waiter comes down, he's just like, oh yeah, like is it gonna be separate, or you know, is it gonna be together or separate? And you know, she was just like, oh, together. The waiter comes up, just gives me the tip, and I'm just like, oh, all right. Well, and then after that, like she grabbed it, she's like, no, it's actually I'm paying for it. And I was like, oh, all right.
Yeah. Well, you know, that's another rule too. It's like that's kind of like the first rule. It's like you ask that person out, so that means like you're paying.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah.
I agree, 100%
Yeah.
agree.
So yeah, no, definitely. Anything else you guys wanna talk about before we wrap it up? Good over there, Jose. Good over there.
Oh no, yeah, I'm just still amazed about that list.
This
I
is
was
the
like,
list.
wow. Well, because like half of that list is dates that I have gone, so that's why I'm like, wow. And then it makes you thinking, I'm like, oh, and that's probably why I don't see them.
Oh man.
But
Nah, don't think that way.
well,
Yeah. Yeah. No. But yeah. That like wraps up the episode. You know, we talked about just everything we want to talk about. We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Shout out again to our cameraman Eric. Shout out to everybody, you know, who makes podcasts possible. You know, people who help with you know, just everything like the profile picture, the you know, the music, everything. So yeah. And
point is, none of this would be possible without you guys.
yeah, definitely.
That's all we're just trying to say. So,
Yeah.
and yet we still haven't come out with an outro.
Yeah, we have not. We're
No.
slacking
Because-
on that.
Slacking. I don't. Do we really even need it out? Like,
What about an
Like a
intro?
well, we do have the intro, like the
Well, the song, but
the
it's
song.
just the song. But I mean, it's like.
We're still figuring
We're
it out.
still figuring everything. It's only episode 3, man.
Uh,
Only episode 3.
Right.
yeah.
We're just getting better. We're just still getting started. But
It's just like our good old friend Captain America said, whatever it takes.
yeah,
Whatever it takes. Only
Right.
every time he's just right behind me. He's just like getting right. I'm like, oh, alright, cool.
but yeah, definitely like the video, subscribe if you guys liked it, and also like leave a comment. Just leave like a cool comment, like no slender or
Oh, yeah.
hey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, It's bad.
It's the internet, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's bound to happen, but
It's-
still.
At least one trash account.
At least one.
well, I know one that we might get a little like hate on is this. So,
Yeah.
but
Um,
again, we've said it in the first episode. This is just our opinion. You
yeah.
know? And people may not. People may like it. People may not like it. I mean, you know, even in this whole entire episode, there were, you know, even in this episode, we had some disagreements too. So it's not even just the public. It's even with us too. But at the end of the day, we just have to respect each other's opinions, and that's just final.
Yeah. But yeah, anyways, like we said again, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and other than that, see you guys in the next video then.
Bye.
Yep.
Bye. Peace.